Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another loaf cutting / answer questions from all of you guys video. So first of all, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Hi, I'm normally in front of the camera, but this time I'm behind the camera so I can chop some things up. So with this loaf cutting video, I'm going to just this is the second one I've done. I do have a playlist going right now with loaf cutting or wax cutting in general. So I'll just briefly kind of go as I'm going along. I'll kind of talk to you guys about what it is I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and so on. But I also liked a little twist. Thanks to my friend Sarah at Things I Love 86, she came up with a great idea with answering questions. So I posted on my Instagram. Anybody had any questions for me, please feel free, within reason, obviously. That I would answer the questions here on this channel while I'm chopping up things, just to kind of like make conversation. So I've got a total of 8 questions. If I don't get to all 8, I just randomly picked 8 or randomly picked in the order I'm going to go in. If I don't get to your question, do not fret. I have 3 huge loaves still to chop up. So the ones I can't get to today, after I'm finished chopping all of this up, I will get to your question the next video. So with chopping up wax, it's first important to note that I've got wax paper on the bottom of everything. I even have a piece of wax paper just for this loaf. And this particular loaf, and I'll show you each one as we go along, is Vintage Chic's Princess Monaco, which was poured fresh on the 25th day of October 2016, and it's described as lemon marshmallow. This is Vintage Chic's scents. So we will be cutting these up, and before I go too much further though, I want to show you some of the items you will find. These were belonging to those items. So this loaf here was in here. This I got I purchased this as a D-stash, but that was in there. So I of course remove all of the trays that were associated to the rightful pieces of wax, because of course you don't want to microwave metal. And with that being said, I've also got to remember too, there are glitter bits on a lot of these wax melts, so glitter is metal for the most part. So that was interesting in the microwave. Anyway, moving right along, I'm going to start chopping this up, and I might have to step aside to go and heat something if I find something's not cutting very well. This is the cutter I use, which I purchased with Sassy Girl Aroma. It is on their website, $7 American, but I understand too you can get the really cool wavy one at Michael's, which if I'm in the big city again soon, I will probably purchase that as well because it makes really cool looking cuts. So this is what I'm going to cut. That's what I'm going to cut. This one I'm going to cut with. That's what I'm going to cut. And I have many, many more behind me. So let's go on to the first question. Beach Inn and Boozin' asked, who's my favorite wax vendor and who would I recommend for those just getting started? It's hard for me to say who my favorite wax vendor is, to be fair, because I'm still so new into wax. I really, really am. I'm very new. I'm enjoying everything. Some things surprise me for the better and for the not so good. But I have to say, sorry, I'm trying to put this in your view. I have to say, Super Tarts, especially if you're brand new and you're just getting started in wax. The only thing I can think of with Super Tarts that a person who is brand new may become a little stressed with the amount of selection that you have with Super Tarts. But they have a search engine, which I do tell people they have a search engine. You say if you like lemon, like this is obviously lemon marshmallow. Say if you like lemon, type in lemon, and then it'll give you every single combination that they have with that scent. So that's kind of nice to be able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, so Super Tarts, I would say for sure would pick that one. That's also down the road on some of the questions here. I noticed that I'll probably be using that as an answer for some other things too. The only thing, as a Canadian, it is just very expensive to purchase Super Tarts. I don't know if you're new to my channel, you may or may not have seen when I did my Super Tarts haul. I picked up 21 clamshells because the shipping is outrageously expensive for Canadians. Oops, trying to find a place to put this. Really, really expensive for Canadians. Hi. And I wanted to make it worth my while. So I picked up quite a few. And I was excited to try them. Okay, so I'll finish the conversation first. What I will say is that, but by the time I purchased it, now my Canadian dollar sucks compared to the American, so there's the exchange rate. There is, the shipping cost is outrageous. I'm sorry, but I laugh. I don't mean to be mean, but I laugh sometimes when people are like, oh my God, like $13 shipping. I hope everyone understands in the States, you guys are so fortunate to have the shipping that you do, because that Super Tarts order for me cost me almost $50 Canadian to send to me. It was just in a small little box. So it's very expensive. And so, okay, the exchange rate, the shipping, and then I ended up paying customs because it's a crapshoot. You just don't know if you're going to pay customs or not. I did. I paid another $21, almost $22 in customs on that, which really made everything, those clamshells, which are I think $4, I believe, it made them in Canadian dollars for me $10 a clamshell. So again, I'm not dissing anybody here. I'm just saying, like, us Canadian or us international folk, because it doesn't matter if we're Canadian or wherever we're from. If we're not from the States and we're ordering from the States, it is absolutely atrocious. All right, so we have a lovely loaf here that I purchased in a D-stash from my friend Sarah at Things I Love 86. And this is from Sassy Girl Roma. It is described as blackberry, mango, sorbet, ginger ale, and cotton candy. She received it on the 3rd day of March 2017, so that's what that is. This should be very pretty. So I guess I answered that long, winded. Oh wow, it's really crumbly. I guess it's still warm, so it's not that it's not warm enough. But anyway, we're just gonna keep on pressing on. I'm actually going to put it in the microwave before I go on to the next question here, because this is actually quite sticky, even though I just microwaved it. I'm over here. Hi. Okay, so let's just think about the next question here. Joshua Davis 6763. He asked me, what's Willow's story? When and how did she come into my life? Well, for those of you who are new to my channel, Willow is my 14-year-old cat. At the time, I was with a boyfriend. I was living with a boyfriend at the time, and we decided we really wanted to get a pet. And we both agreed a cat would be a good thing. Kim got the cat. Winning. Anyway, so that relationship did not last, clearly. But I was able to keep Willow, which was awesome. And she is the best cat ever. So her story is, and what's kind of cool about her name, I will say too. So the boyfriend, the ex, and I, we had decided like a list of names that we could call. We knew we were going to get a girl. We knew we were going to get her at the SPCA, which is where we got her, in Nanaimo actually, on Vancouver Island. And so anyway, we knew we were getting her there, and we had a list of names. So we went down to the we went to the SPCA, and then Willow was there, and she was just like the one who kind of called to us and things like that. And she was so adorable. She's so tiny. She had like the biggest head and the most small body ever. It was super cute. But the girls, the ladies who had worked at that place had named her Willow. And funny enough, that was a name on our list to name the cat Willow. So it stuck. So that's how she got her name Willow. And she was strictly an indoor cat for the most part for about 8 months, and we slowly let her to go outside and so on. But when we had her as a kitten, something kind of bad happened, and it's funny. Not funny, but anyway, our house was broken into. Willow was probably only, I'd say, maybe 3 months old, so we'd only had her because, of course, the SPCA has to keep them for 2 months. Or 8 weeks. So I think we may have only had her for maybe a month or so. And our house was broken into. So the boyfriend comes home and he sees everything is... And by the way, let me just say this. Trust me when I say in my field of work, I think it sounds strange. I know, I get it. But if your house is ever broken into, I highly suggest you throw out your toothbrushes. I'm just saying, it sounds stupid, but again, my field of work, I'm not going to go out and say it, but Yeah, just do it. Anyway, so he came home, we were broken into, and Willow was hiding, shaking underneath the blankets of the bed, and I felt so bad. Yeah, you know, you feel so helpless. This poor little animal, she's just brand new. Oh, it was so sad, but she was fine, unscathed, everything, but obviously she saw these people, because it was more than one. They were never caught, and none of my jewelry, my family jewelry, was found. But I have to say, all of my underwear was all over the floor. None of my boyfriend's stuff was ever gone, but my stuff was everywhere. So guess what? I threw it out. All right, so with that being said, we'll get into the next one. So again, with Willow's story, she is now 14 years old. I have been contemplating getting a kitten, but with fire season coming up again, if you're new, I'm a firefighter here in town, and with fire season coming up, I'm hesitating to get a kitten quite yet because I imagine I'm going to be out on call a lot this summer. Oh yeah, and I'm cutting this. This is from the Sassy Girl Aroma and Ice Cream Scoop Bread at the IHOP. I received this as a gift from my friend in Florida. But I actually went into a pet store in town here. They rescued this cat from the street, this kitten I should say, and it was with a new mom. The new mom adopted her, but unfortunately the cat was adopted already, but I have been looking at that cat. So anyway, and it's still too young to be released. I think it's only 3 weeks old or 4 weeks old. So sorry, that was a quick chop. That's just a little muffin there. So yeah, Willow's a cool, she's an awesome cat. I couldn't ask for more. So let's move on here. Let's move on to the next one. These are quick chops now. Southbound Soap Summer Melon and Berries, which I also received from my friend in Florida. Described as juicy strawberries, ripe cantaloupe melon, raspberries, and guava. And the pour date was August 25th, 2016. So again, Southbound Soap. And this is really hard too, so I've never cut through one of these. All right, so that was that. Emily is Truth. Do I have an all-time favorite candle or wax melt? Okay. So all-time favorite candle would be between Root Candles, Vanilla and Tobacco, or D.W. Holmes, the Tobacco and Vanilla is pretty much the same. They're just slightly different scent. Excuse me, I got hiccups. But my favorite wax melt, hands down, that I love, and I've mentioned before, is Vintage Chic's Chicago Outfit. It is my absolute favorite. You can't go wrong. What it's described as is mango, blackberry, and like a ginger ale. And it truly is amazing. That was kind of fun because it was like a flower and I just cut it into the little teardrops of the flower. So that was easy. Just 2 more left. Let's go move this one. And some more new to me melts, which is, this one is from Southern Twang, Tarts and Stuff. This one's described as dragon fruit lollipops and cotton candy. Right there. This is beautiful. Look at the sparkles. But again, they're metal, so it's always fun. Let's see. Nick Nurse 06. What vendor scent throws best in my living room? And she asks because she says she also, like myself, has an open concept home. Sorry, that probably was an open concept home. Okay, so I will answer that very similarly to way I answered another question earlier, and that would be Super Tarts. I find Super Tarts throws like a beast. It doesn't matter what I can hands down tell you that I feel that way for Super Tarts because I've melted a lot of Super Tarts. I feel that they are a great thrower, and less is more. I comment that particular statement on many people's feeds, whether it's Instagram or on their videos, that Super Tarts is less is more, which means I guess your money does go a little bit further. It is overwhelming though with the amount of scent descriptions, but that search engine is really, really key. If you guys, for example, this is Southern Twang's blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, and cotton candy frosting. That's what this is. So if you're on Super Tarts and you're like, oh, I would like to see everything they have with the blackberries in it, you punch in blackberries in the search engine and boom, it'll pop up all things that have blackberry in it. And then it will help you with your search. It is overwhelming, that is for sure. Let's see if I have a quick question. Let's see. Okay, sorry, this is my last one. So the last question is from Kim's Wax Pool. And she asks, if I was a wax fragrance, what would I be? And what else do I enjoy doing besides melting wax and chatting with all of you on YouTube? If I were a fragrance, what would I be? Honestly, I love Vintage Chic's Chicago outfit. So I would be your mango, blackberry, ginger ale. That would be me, hands down. I feel that's why I love it so much. I know it sounds really cheesy, but it is true. And what do I do besides? Well, I'm a volunteer firefighter, and there's a lot of things that our fire department does that's not just, fighting fires, or just anything at the hall. I'm involved in the community a lot. Philanthropy has always been something I've been involved with since I was young. I'm on committees, for cancer committees and things like that for this town, as I have been in previous places I've lived. I used to love rowing. For those of you who don't know or haven't watched me in a while, rowing is my all-time favorite sport. It is something I absolutely miss, but I had to give it up for the fire department because the rowing club that I was which I was rowing out of, was out of town, and I'm a competitive rower, so I would have liked to go and race, but I'd be leaving my team high and dry for fire calls or practice nights, because they just happened to be practice nights for Tuesdays for the fire hall, but there were also practice nights for the Masters rowing group. So I love rowing. It is absolutely the hands down best cardio for your body, hands down. It is resistance. 100%, if you don't know how to do it, ask someone who does, because it's easily used wrong. The rowing machines are easily used wrong. I'm actually hoping to pick one up come summer or fall, and maybe I might do a tutorial there, but hands down, my absolute favorite. Keeps you in amazing shape, which I'm not in right now because I've been out of it for way too long. So yeah, philanthropy, I wish I was still rowing, but I can't. So thanks, Kim, very much for asking that question. Yeah, so all those other questions I still have them. So I will save them for the next one. So you guys, as always, be safe and have fun. And oh, by the way, go Predators, go. My cousin, number 52. Woo!